She's every girl's best friend. She's been a superstar for more than 40 years. It's Barbie, starring in her first feature-length motion picture, Barbie in the Nutcracker.
Lovely golden crown, hair tumbling down, and a sparkling gown. She's Sugar Plum Princess Barbie.
Hello doll fans and welcome back to Beauty Inside a Box. My name is Joey and today we're talking about one of my favourite topics, Barbie movies. Specifically, we are talking about Barbie in a Nutcracker. Oh my goodness, this film is so nostalgic to me, oh my goodness, and these dolls are so nostalgic to me, I absolutely love them. These are actually pieces of art, in my opinion. They're so beautiful. Now, I'm hoping to turn this into a bit of a series on my channel where we go into the history and talk about the dolls and talk about the trivia behind each of the Barbie direct-to-DVD movies. Barbie fans will know that the Barbie movie franchise didn't begin with the live-action film. It actually started in 2001 with Barbie in a Nutcracker. And Barbie has been making computer-animated direct-to-video films ever since, so a lot of us have ones that we feel nostalgic towards, ones we grew up with, ones that were part of our childhood. For me, Barbie and the Nutcracker was definitely one of those. Anyway, if you love dolls and Barbie as much as I do, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and check me out on Instagram and TikTok. But anyway, let's talk about Barbie in the Nutcracker. So in this series, I really want to focus on how the Barbie movies have evolved over time. And Barbie and the Nutcracker is obviously a very important first step for the Barbie movie franchise. It really set the tone for what the Barbie movies were going to be and for what Barbie was going to be like. You know, this was one of the first times Barbie had ever been speaking and moving on screen. Apart from some of you may be aware, but in the 80s there was a very short-lived series of drawn animated Barbie films. Now, these films aren't feature-length, they're very short. I think the reason why they were created was to compete with Gem and the Holograms. I made a whole video about that saga. If you want to check that out, I'll put a link in the description. But anyway, most people do not consider these films to be part of the Barbie movie franchise. Mattel themselves don't consider these films to be part of the Barbie movie franchise because when Barbie and the Nutcracker came out, it was heavily advertised as Barbie's first movie.
Barbie's first motion picture adventure.
Her first movie, Barbie and the Nutcracker.
In her first ever feature-length movie.
Starring in her first feature-length motion picture.
Now, Barbie and the Nutcracker really started the first era of Barbie movies, which I'm gonna call the classic era. This went from 2001 with Barbie and the Nutcracker all the way to 2009 with Barbie and the Three Musketeers. And that's when we go into the next era, anyway. Other than the Barbie live-action film, I think these films are really the ones that come to people's minds, especially adults, when you mention a Barbie movie. They're full of so much whimsy, they're very fantastical. I think Mattel originally wanted the Barbie movies to be a lot like the Disney Princess franchise. I think that's kind of what they were originally aiming for. A lot of them are based on classic fairy tales, or have like fairy tale elements like mermaids or fairies. But another key component which kind of sets the original Barbie movies apart from Disney films especially, is the fact that quite a few of them are based on ballets, just like Nutcracker. Now, there are rumours that there was meant to be another Tchaikovsky ballet used for the first Barbie movie. This is all utterly speculation, but some people believe that the first Barbie movie was actually going to be Sleeping Beauty. And in 1999, Barbie actually did release a line of dolls based around Sleeping Beauty. She had closing eyes, and her pillow would sing Tchaikovsky's, you know, ballet music, the music from it. And the commercials featured a lot of computer animation, which people believe was actually test animation for a Barbie movie. They also made a video game, a Barbie Sleeping Beauty video game, and this had a lot of kind of interesting story elements which aren't in the original ballet or the original fairy tale, that maybe might have been part of the Barbie movie if it had ever come to fruition. But the first movie ended up being the Nutcracker, which I'm actually really happy about because I feel like Sleeping Beauty maybe would have been encroaching on Disney's territory a little bit too much, and Disney might have retaliated, you know. These companies be sneaky. It's also rumoured that Sleeping Beauty was meant to be the inspiration for a Barbie movie set to release in 2009, but it was eventually cancelled once again. People believe that the film was cancelled this time because Disney actually registered a trademark for the name Princess Aurora, which was quite controversial because Disney didn't come up with the name Princess Aurora. It was actually used in the original Tchaikovsky's ballet. Apparently Disney has had that trademark revoked now. Anyway, the Sleeping Beauty Barbie movies are all speculation. We don't know for certain. Mattel has never confirmed nor denied. What we actually got was Barbie in the Nutcracker, released on October 2nd. Like I said, I am so nostalgic towards this movie. I remember for my 8th birthday party, I had a sleepover, I got the VHS, and we moved the TV into my bedroom, and me and all my friends watched Barbie in the Nutcracker. And I also remember being so excited to get the dolls for my birthday and Christmas. My birthday's quite near Christmas, by the way. As I said before, this was advertised as the first ever Barbie movie, so even as a child, I was really interested to see how Mattel and Mainframe Entertainment, the company that animated the film, how they would bring to life Barbie. By the way, this video is going to involve spoilers for this 22-year-old film. The film starts with Barbie telling a story to Kelly about Clara. Clara travels to the magical land of sweets to help the Nutcracker defeat the evil Rat King. Doing so will transform the Nutcracker back into a human prince, and Clara will return home. They need the Sugar Plum Fairy's help, so they go on this epic journey to find her, but they don't realise until the very end of their journey that Clara actually was the Sugar Plum Fairy all along. Plot twist. The film was adapted from Tchaikovsky's Nutcracker ballet from 1892, which itself was an adaptation of a short story from 1816. So this story is hella old. It's like very, very, very old. There are quite a few changes between the ballet and the Barbie movie. For example, the Nutcracker is given to Clara by her cool aunt Drosselmeyer, who is maybe one of my favourite characters. She's just like, I aspire to be cool Aunt Drosselmeyer. She seems to know about the magic that the Nutcracker has, and has loads of really cool travel stories, which is great. In the original Nutcracker story, Drosselmeyer is actually an uncle, not an aunt, and he's a bit more creepy and mysterious. I think turning him into a cool feminine role model for Clara was a really good choice, even though I find it a bit weird that Drosselmeyer literally has the exact same face as Barbie. They have the same face. Also, in the original story, the Nutcracker is turned back into the prince and the Rat King is defeated by the end of the first act, before they've even gone to the Land of Sweets. So basically the whole second half of the ballet is just one big party in the Land of Sweets, because they got all of the plot out of the way in the first half. So it's like, in the Barbie movie, they have like this first initial battle in Clara's house, and then all of them travel to the Land of Sweets, and the kind of battle continues against the Rat King right to the very end. In the original ballet, the Rat King is defeated in that very first scene he appears in, and then the rest of it is just like, la la la, having a nice time in the Land of Sweets. I think they definitely made this change to elongate the plot and give it a more like cinematic, you know, movie shape. Anyway. One of the biggest changes between the ballet and the film is that Clara is the Sugar Plum Fairy. She just didn't realise. In the original, they are two separate characters. I like this change because it kind of shows Clara that her power was within her all along. You know, it's kind of very Wizard of Oz coded, you know. She had the power all along, and you know, we love that messaging. Also, it gives Barbie an excuse to get into a cool, sparkly tutu at the end, which we love. There can only be one female lead in a Barbie movie. I think Kelly Sheridan does a great job voicing Barbie. I absolutely love her voice. She sounds so kind and friendly, but she's also very good at sounding self-assured and mature and brave. She kind of brings the duality of Barbie in very well.
Why would the Mouse King post guards on an empty room?
You and I know you're much more than that.
In the more recent Barbie movies and media, she just sounds like too childish for me. She's got like a kind of whiny child voice.
I am so sorry about this, Your Highness. It is Your Highness, right?
Kelly Sheridan is a lot more kind of mature sounding, and I like that for Barbie. Tim Curry. Can we talk about Tim Curry? Tim Curry plays the villain. He plays the Rat King, and he's always giving it 110%. He does not hold back. And I love how much he enjoys playing villains and like revels in their delicious villainy. So cool.
I don't need their loyalty. I don't even need them. Those peasants who do challenge me, living statuary be.
He does a great job here. Owen Hurley directed the first 3 Barbie movies, which makes sense because they all have a very similar vibe. One thing I will say about this film, one con, is that I find the long ballet sequences really, really tedious. And there is a lot of long ballet sequences. But they are definitely trying their best. But yeah, the ballet sequences is normally when I zone out a little bit, start going on my phone while I'm watching. I do find this bit quite funny because look at him showing off here. He's like, this is how it's done. One thing I really like about this film is that Barbie doesn't have like an annoying animal sidekick. Some of Barbie's animal sidekicks are super iconic, like Bibble. We love Bibble. But then other animal sidekicks are like really annoying. In fact, the majority of them are really annoying, and they give them like really weird, like adult voices.
Why wear what those stuffy girls are wearing? I think seaweed wraps are quite the height of style.
Anyway, Barbie doesn't have an animal sidekick in this film. She does have a horse called Marzipan, and I love Marzipan. But Marzipan doesn't outstay their welcome, they're not in the film for too long, and they also don't talk like some of the other animal sidekicks. Fun fact about Barbie and the Nutcracker, all the non-human characters were keyframe animated, which is a slightly more traditional style of computer animation, while the human characters were motion captured. So you may have seen videos of people doing motion capture before. They have to wear a suit with loads of little white dots on, and then they film them in the suit, and then they animate using the movements that have been mapped out by the people wearing the mocap suits. Does that make sense?
The process of animating life into Barbie utilized state-of-the-art motion capture computer animation technology. Principal New York City ballet dancer Maria Kurowski was chosen to dance for Barbie.
They put us in the studio and we had to put on these suits, and they had all these sensors, and it looked very ridiculous, but it was very fun.
Using those sensors, the computer replaced Maria's movements seamlessly with Barbie's, creating remarkable lifelike sequences.
To be the one that is now dancing for her in this movie, I feel very honored.
The New York City Ballet Company helped bring the dancing in the film to life through motion capture, which was the first time, apparently, that an animated film had used the mocap technology in this way. According to the co-producer of the film, Mattel wanted a very soft, stylized look for Barbie. They did not want their character to appear or move like a doll, as she had looked in her brief appearance in the Toy Story 2 film.
I can help. I'm tour guide Barbie.
And I wonder if Toy Story 2, which came out in, I think, 1997, kind of gave Mattel the idea to make a computer-animated Barbie film. Mattel have said in interviews that they were waiting for the computer animation technology to get good enough to animate a Barbie film.
So why is the international star, who sold in more than 150 countries, waited 42 years to make her film debut? It was a matter of the technology becoming available.
I think Barbie really needed to be computer generated, that was the only way we were going to create something that was both realistic and magical.
More Barbie and the Rockers erasure. But I think it was mostly because Mattel was a little bit worried about the Barbie doll sales at that point. They'd been steadily declining since 1992, and they wanted something that could give Barbie a big push in the market, and a movie has a lot of cross-promotional avenues to sell dolls, basically. Barbie and the Nutcracker was animated in just 4 months by 22 animators. That is a really quick turnaround. I think the animation has a really nice charm to it, and the colours are really nice, but it is pretty bad. Like, the animation isn't amazing, especially by today's standards. It kind of looks like a video game cutscene.
Clara, it's you! You are the Sugar Plum Princess.
Me? I couldn't be.
One thing I especially really don't like about the animation, and I remember not liking it even then, but Barbie's hair always looks like a big plastic clump. Like, we need some better hairography in this film. The hair just is not giving. It's not giving. Also, what is going on in this moment where Barbie's dancing and you can see through the top of her skirt through to the other side? It's so bizarre. But they did the best that they could with the technology they had at the time. Also, some of the movements in the animation do look very stiff. They clearly don't have a lot of articulation in the face, these animated models. And there are quite a few instances of stuff not feeling like it's properly connecting. You know, things aren't touching each other. Does that make sense? I'm not verbalizing this very well, but the animation needed work, but it's good for what they got. I did spot a small animation continuity error as well. There's a moment where Barbie throws her shoe at the Rat King, but then it just appears on her foot in the next scene without any kind of sign of her going to pick it up. Fun fact about her throwing her shoe, that's actually in the original ballet, and in the original story from 1816. I love that in this film, Barbie is very graceful and elegant, she's still very feminine, but she can stand up for herself, and she isn't a damsel. She's very proactive in the story. She isn't afraid to get involved in the action and adventure, and I love that. So now we're going to go back in time, doll fans. We're going to go back to 2001. The release of Barbie and the Nutcracker is fast approaching, and to promote the film, the famous toy store FAO Schwarz in New York created this incredible window display, which was full of animatronic characters from the film.
There are 20 miles of fiber optic lights, 31 characters, 50 movements, and a lot of pressure on Tom Crossman, FAO's creative director.
Like, they just don't do it like they used to. They don't make Windows displays like this anymore, but it looks incredible. And I wonder where those animatronics are now. I would love to know if they still exist. Maybe they were destroyed, but if someone owns a, like, life-size animatronic Barbie from Barbie and the Nutcracker, please send me a message. Mattel also paid £85,000 to sponsor the English National Ballet's Christmas 2001 run of The Nutcracker at the Coliseum Theatre in London to promote the Barbie movie. On November 25th, 2001, Barbie also appeared in the 70th Hollywood Christmas Parade to promote the Barbie and the Nutcracker film, and we get this kind of awkward interview with her.
And Barbie, you look better than ever.
Why, thank you so much. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays to you too.
Now, Rick, did you know this? She's the most popular fashion doll ever. I had one.
Thank you.
And we're hoping to see you under the tree at my house.
I hope to be there. Thank you so much. Hi, happy holidays.
Any holiday wishes this year, Barbie?
Oh, I just want to wish everyone at the Hollywood Christmas Parade a very, very happy holiday this year.
Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Whoever is playing Barbie here looks like a kind of Miss Universe contestant or something. She's very sweet. You see, the first era of Barbie movies often had Barbie playing different characters. It was as if Barbie was an actor in the Barbie universe, and we were watching the movies that she was making. I like this idea because it allows each movie to stand alone, and it gives Barbie the opportunity to take on different personas. And that's what Barbie is all about. It's all about, you know, you playing out these different roles and these different storylines. The film sold more than 3.4 million units on DVD and VHS by 2002, and grossed $150 million in total sales. It was the second highest selling children's video of 2001. Although the film was very successful and is remembered quite fondly, it only has a 20% critic score on Rotten Tomatoes, but it does have a 59% audience score because the girls and the gays have taste. Sometimes the viewers just know what's best. As of recording this video, it has 6.3 stars on IMDb, which isn't too bad. It's not too bad. It's pretty average. At the time, Variety magazine said about the film, pre-adolescent girls may be charmed by the sugary sweetness of Barbie and the Nutcracker, but they shouldn't expect their parents or even slightly older siblings to join them on repeat viewings of the made-to-video title. Savage. Now we have to talk about the most important element of this Barbie film, which is the dolls, of course. I have here the Clara and the Ken dolls, and they actually came with this stand, which you can put them on, and when you roll it along, they dance. I can't remember if this stand came with Barbie or Ken, but I think it came with Barbie. I mean, they just don't make dolls like they used to. She has this cute little clip-on tiara, she has a beautiful, beautiful face mold, and this incredible long curled hair, which I've actually never brushed because I'm afraid of it. I don't want to lose the curls. She has her locket she wears in the movie. This locket actually helps her get home as well. She's holding a little cardboard Nutcracker. There is incredible glittery detailing on her bodice and this really cute sparkly tutu. Interestingly enough, the top part of the tutu can come off, which was a feature I never really understood about the doll, but it's very cute. She also has proper leggings with some bows tied around there, and she's really well articulated. As for Ken, he looks absolutely charming in this beautifully made outfit. He's got a receding hairline, and you can take off the Nutcracker head, and he's the handsome Prince Eric once again. I love this outfit. Really cool. He's got a sword. Here is what these dolls looked like in their original packaging, and the artwork is so nostalgic once again. There is also a version of the Barbie doll which came with a picture book. Very cute. There was a my-size Sugar Plum Princess doll created with a dress which you could wear, and by you I mean the child that bought this doll at the time. There was a whole host of adorable little Shelley dolls and Tommy dolls that were made. There was of course African American versions of the two main characters and all the little Shelley dolls made. There was a marzipan horse and cart playset created, which is incredible. And this fashion pack with some of Barbie's other outfits from the film. There was also this doll. She's really beautiful. If not a little bit more low-key than the previous doll. Some of the embellishment and some of the detail is missing, but she's still really beautiful. This doll was released in 2004 as part of a classic princesses collection. There was also a Clara Barbie doll made in 2008 and another one created in 2010. These dolls are both really cute, I'd love to own them. In 2014, Mattel actually re-released Barbie and the Nutcracker, and it was quite funny because they kind of advertised it like it was a brand new movie. They were all like, coming to DVD, 2014. I was like, this film has already come out, but anyway. And they made a whole collection of brand new dolls for the film, and I actually have one of them here. Yeah, this one's probably one of the worst Barbie and the Nutcracker dolls. There's very little articulation. She did used to play music, but it's not working anymore. Not a big fan of the painted on top, but it is what it is. In 2021, Mattel actually made a whole new version of Barbie in the Nutcracker, but this version was only 11.5 minutes long. So it was a lot shorter. You can watch the whole thing on YouTube. It was released on YouTube. This version is a lot more childish. A lot of the conflict is taken out. And the version of the Tchaikovsky Nutcracker music, which is playing in the background, has like this trap beat. Here is one of the dolls, and as you can see, they pretty much completely redesigned Clara's outfit. It's basically completely unrecognizable, but at least this doll has pretty good articulation. I definitely prefer this one to the one from 2014. She's much better. In Barbie Dreamhouse Adventures, the film was referenced incredibly briefly in a scene where the antagonists are trying to use a nutcracker. You can actually see this nutcracker in that very scene. In the Barbie movie, right at the very end, people speculate that the necklace that Margot Robbie is wearing is meant to be a reference to the necklace Clara wears. And there are some interesting similarities because obviously the locket Clara wears in the film sends her back home, and in the Barbie movie she's wearing the locket when she travels back to the human world, so interesting. So there we have it, doll fans. I spoke about the impact, I spoke about the legacy that Barbie in the Nutcracker has had. Please let me know what you think of this film and what you think of the dolls in the comments. Also, don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed it and subscribe to my channel if you're new here. Also, don't forget to check me out on Instagram and TikTok and watch some more of my videos. I will see you real soon, doll fans. Bye!